I mean, you can still ask me when it comes time, but...
Oh, I'll ask the hell out of you.
Okay.
All right. All right, howdy traders. We're back. It's episode 16. Everything's late, nobody dies. And
It's true. Both those things.
you got your stuff on time this week, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just in a mood today. I don't know what my mood is. I'm insane.
The past couple of days, we've just been happy-go-lucky.
Yeah. So unlike me.
It's like odd.
I know. It's unlike me.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm not. I'm just like,
The brain's going to positive places. It's weird.
I think it just stopped. Just entirely. The brain just stopped, and I don't care anymore. So there it is. Okay. Anyway,
Right on. So what are we going to talk about today?
No.
I don't know. We'll just sit here and stare at the camera.
Just that this is not a Scott Pilgrim shirt. It's a Smashing Pumpkins shirt. That's what we
I've
can
never
talk
read
about.
Scott Pilgrim.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
A lot of people tell me it's good.
It's good. You know, I like the movie was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed the hell out of the movie.
The movie was darker than the movie. The comic was darker than the movie.
Happens a lot.
Yeah, it had a little bit more bite to it. Although, I mean, it was great. Both were really great, but they were very different. It's kind of like the comic was, the Preacher was darker than the show, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
they do a
sure.
lot of that stuff. Yeah. So
I don't think that they give. I think that the comic books give more credence to, or more credit to us as readers. Like they think we're somehow more intellectual than the average schmo that's watching.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Watching TV or whatever.
Yeah,
Because we read it on printed. We're reading funny books. Like we're no more intelligent than the next person. But
ooh, I would beg to differ.
I've been here on a Wednesday. I've seen some of the people that come through the door.
No, okay.
No offense, Jay.
No. Yeah, we're talking about you, just
Specifically.
No, I mean, I think that, and I think generally more things have to be spoon-fed, like in a visual medium with TV and with movies and stuff, because it's, for the most part, not a long-term commitment. It's a 2-3 hour commitment, or it's a, 6-episode or 8-episode commitment. Most of the time it's over, you've got maybe 5 seasons of something now, 4 or 5 seasons, and it's done. And what's Detective on 1046 or 1052 or what however it is.
46.
I mean, yeah, it's just been going since the 1930s. Yeah, I think it demands a little bit more of a commitment, so you can't spoon feed things. You have to go a little bit slower.
There's something that can be said for you just can't please people anymore either.
Yeah, it's true.
You're gonna get.
Excuse me, my ventriloquism act is getting better. There's like a slight. Did you hear a slight? There it is again.
Choked on a Tic Tac.
Say that again. You what?
Choked on a Tic Tac.
Cat's ventriloquism's getting really good too. See, it sounded like. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Choking on Tic Tacs?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
TV. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. See, I told you, I'm in a mood, man. I'm just like all over the place.
Over.
Yeah. God, I really am.
But I was thinking about this because there's a lot of criticism about the She-Hulk movie or She-Hulk TV show, and everybody wants to make it political about feminism and all this kind of stuff. And I don't think they've seen the show.
No.
There's the one scene that they refer to is when Bruce is like, you need to learn to control your anger, and then she goes on this tirade about, I've been catcalled and mansplained to, and all this negative feminism stuff.
Yeah.
And then she turns and she's like, I control my anger better than everybody because I've been, and then she hulks out.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, see, she's saying that she's better because she can control her anger. She did not control her anger. That's like the point of the whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, you just can't. You can't please everybody, and the vocal minority always out there just throwing.
You can't please anybody anymore, man. I mean, that's and honestly, I mean, you talk about this. If there's a female attorney that's gone through school, graduate school, taken the bar, gotten, all this kind of stuff, right? Okay, she, who's attractive, and she's going to get more crap than Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
Man, top of his field.
Right. Yeah. No. She's trying to get in there. I mean, who's the most prominent attorney we have in the Marvel universe? It's Matt Murdock, right?
Right.
Everybody's like, "Oh, Matt Murdock, he's amazing." Blah blah blah. And then you've got her who's trying to make her way in and trying to, I mean, yeah, of course she's going to go through more crap, and of course she's going to have to control her anger a little bit more.
And I'm
Why
just
wouldn't
saying,
she?
all these
stupid,
attorneys,
man.
all these attorneys in the MCU, my first call is to Foggy. If I ever get in trouble, that's who I'm calling.
Oh yeah, because he's funny
And he's good.
and he'll drink beer with you.
That's true.
Yeah. And he is good.
And he's like the slightly pudgy, goofy everyman, and he gets the hot days.
He's like he's your best buddy, man.
Yeah.
That's our buddy Foggy, Yeah. But also, one thing that people aren't paying any attention to is, she can probably also, and she might think that's why she can control it better, but she can control it better, and it's not going to take her as long because it's a different circumstance. She's got a little bit of blood in there. He's been bombarded by radioactivity. It's going to be a different situation. There's so much of that in him.
Right.
And he's such like a mild-mannered guy that's been keeping that anger in for so long. Once it comes out, it goes nuts. I mean, and that's the point of the Hulk. That's the character. The character doesn't have control.
Right. I think that's one reason why the smart Hulk doesn't work the way they want it to. I mean, it's okay, and
I mean, I think it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I want to see Pissed Hulk again.
yeah. But I think the reason it doesn't work in the way that they want it to is they've never portrayed Bruce as being like in the comic books. He's sheepish.
Yeah.
Like he's scared of his own shadow. He's the complete opposite of, at least initially, when back in the 70s, early 80s. That's what Bruce Banner was.
Yeah, that's true. And
he's not shown that way.
He kind of still is until he gets to the point where he gets pushed too hard, and then he becomes an ass. Then he's arrogant, and you know what I mean. But he's still hiding behind a facade. So, but yeah, and they, and part of that I think is Universal Pictures' trouble, and trying to figure out how to do a Hulk movie, which they apparently aren't going to do or can't do, or I don't know, something,
Yeah.
because they can't. I mean, they can't really develop Bruce Banner in the movies like they have in the comics. They have to what? Yeah, they have to spoon feed you. There we go. Circle of commentary. Anyway, I don't know, but I really enjoy it. I mean, I think I've only seen the first episode.
Yeah, we haven't watched the second episode yet.
I mean, I think there were some pacing problems. I think it went a little too fast. It really would have benefited from an hour-long first episode.
I think so.
But it was I still liked it a lot. I thought it was fun.
There are some unanswered questions, but they did that with Moon Knight, and they did that with Miss Marvel. Left just a lot hanging up in the air in the first couple of episodes that was explained later as the story progressed.
Yeah.
Which, if you're sitting down to a 3-hour movie and they do that, you're okay because you're captive for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. But when you're walking away and living life in between episodes, it can get a bit confusing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the other thing, though, that I want to kind of compare it to is I watched this, and I'm really surprised. I think we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I was just shocked about how much I liked this. I didn't really think I was going to like it, but my daughter was watching A League of Their Own.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh yeah, sure, fine, I'll watch one just to see how it compares to the movie." I mean, the movie was, it was fun. It was a kind of fun comedy, dumb, lighthearted, sort of jokey look at a very serious time in history and some very serious things. you know, and they didn't really treat it seriously. It was just kind of a comedy, you know. But then there were some underlying things. There was some commentary there, but not a lot, you know. I was like, I don't know if I need to see this or not. And I don't know. So, you know, I started watching it, and I was really surprised at how maturely they were taking things on, you know, and they were addressing some things that were really a big deal then, you know. I mean, they were addressing, you know, racial stuff with, you know, gonna say this. I'm not gonna misname anything or anyone. This is what it was called, the Negro League, right? You know, and it's like, man, black people couldn't play in a different or in the same league as white people. You had to do this, you had to do that, you know. And then black women it's even worse for them.
Oh yeah,
you know. And then, you know, people are so mad about that. They're like, "Oh, this crap show, man! They've taken a beloved classic and made it woke." I'm like, what? You mean to tell me that it's possible that a few female baseball players through history have been gay? No way.
So the real funny
better not be soccer players or basketball players after this, because I'm out.
The real funny thing about that is what they're saying is they took a Penny Marshall movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Spielberg. This is Penny Marshall.
Right? Yeah.
Because that wasn't woke.
No, starring Madonna.
Yeah.
And a Rosie O'Donnell. And Lori Petty that played Tank Girl. It's like, oh no, oh my God, how did they make
so good in that?
Why did they liberal it? Why did they liberal it? And it's, oh my God, no, man.
And the funny thing is, Penny Marshall was like so. Like that's one thing when they first put that out, they were talking about, you know, exploring, because that was in the original script, the lesbian and all that. And Penny Marshall was like, no, we're not touching that. Like,
they couldn't do it then, though.
Oh, she could, but she wasn't going to. She's like, no, that kind of stuff gives me the heebie-jeebies or whatever. And like she was completely against it. Yeah. And I heard about that from Madonna, and I'm like, really? That's weird. Yeah, me and Mags were on the phone.
I was gonna say when you talk to her, man.
But I thought that was really interesting, and I'm like a huge fan of the original.
I thought it was a fun movie, you know.
I have always had a crush on Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah?
Yeah. Love her. I think she's fantastic. I know. Everybody thinks it's weird, but I love me some Rosie. Even
I'm gonna
It's true. Have you seen it, guys?
Producers get mouthy. I am gonna ruin your day, but she's not gonna go for you, man.
I know.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyhow, no, she actually shows up in this. She has a role. She has a role in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's really, you know, and it's a really affecting episode. It's really serious, and it got very disturbing. It's kind of like the Stonewall stuff that happened, you know, and they've got, you know, gay clubs, speakeasies, and you know what I mean, things like that. And because that stuff happened, you know, I mean, and you know, they had the terminology from the time that Dorothy, you know, are you a friend of Dorothy?
Oh yeah,
you know, and that, you know, and that's how they got into the clubs, you know, and stuff like that. And it was really interesting. And I don't care what side of anything you're on, and you know, it's history. This happened. You know what I mean? And if you're going to make a show about something like this, you're going to make a show with that included, especially today.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, in the other period pieces, even the original League of Their Own, those are movies that they may have touched on, you know, what it was like to be a woman in that time period, a woman in a male-dominated sport or whatever. But that's all very surface.
Oh yeah, it was really surface. They ain't going underneath anything here.
So that's and that's not real. That's not. Yeah. I mean, if you want to make something that's real, these other subjects, that's what was really going on in the time period. That's the real part of it. So.
Yeah. So I think, but I mean, I kind of liken that, to the She-Hulk stuff. Completely different show, obviously completely different situation, you know what I mean? But, and people are like, oh, how come they're exploring feminism? Because it's a female lead. Why wouldn't they talk about it? I mean, and you never, when you get a Captain America movie, nobody's like, how come they're always concentrating on the white guy?
Yeah,
but because it's a white male lead.
Well, and it would be
just watch it or don't. Who cares?
It would be like Captain America without fighting Nazis.
Right.
It's the same equivalent.
If you're nobody whined about it getting too political there, did they?
You gotta have punching a Nazi or two.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do it.
I mean, maybe there were a couple Nazis that were upset about it, but I don't think like the general public was like, oh,
nobody cares.
Keep politics out of comics. Somebody said that the other day to me. They're like, yeah, they got to keep politics out of comics. I'm like, yeah, I know, man. We should go back to the old days, like when Hitler's in it, and they're fighting a war, and they're fighting fascism,
or when Tony Stark destroys every weapon he ever built because he wants to be able to control weapons that are killing people.
Yeah, get that political crap out of it.
Yeah.
Or when Ronald Reagan was in it.
Ronald
Reagan was in comics all the time, man. So was George Bush. So was Jimmy Carter.
A lot
it's like
in the Star Trek community, especially with New Trek, the Discovery stuff, and Strange New Worlds, because it is completely different. And they talk about, like, they've got a trans character, and they've got a black female captain, and
and correct me if I'm wrong, but was Star Trek not the first interracial kiss on television?
It definitely was, and
not the green one, but Uhura.
Bill Shatner, luckiest man alive,
and now he's mad about it, right? That it's too political.
He's not. He just said that his only statement was Gene Roddenberry would not appreciate how far they've taken it, and that's probably true.
Well,
but at some point, and I try to tell this to my daughters all the time because they get upset about the Harry Potter thing or whatever, but at some point,
Harry Potter's gay.
At some point, these characters, these stories, these worlds that were created by people like Roddenberry and J.K. Rowling, at some point, that no longer is theirs to control.
Well,
At some point, they've given it to the world. We get to now mold that into what, especially a property like Star Trek, because Gene Roddenberry would probably be kind of appalled at some of the stuff that's on Discovery.
Yeah.
But that was where he grew up. That's
he would have been, 130 right now or something? I mean, my God, yeah. And you get it. But he was born the early 1900s or, whatever. My God, man. Yeah, gee, they were so progressive back then. No, he wouldn't be appalled at all. Yeah, of course he would be. Was he... I'm surprised he wasn't mad about the Uhura thing. Uhura.
Well, he was a very progressive person.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, extremely progressive.
Well, then why would he have trouble with it being progressive now?
I think there comes a point in that generation, something like a trans person being openly represented the way that it is in this show. I mean, it would be highly offensive to them back in the 1960s.
Well, no, I mean, look no further than, if you want to talk about, like, the ideas and the stories and the properties outgrowing their creators. I mean, look at H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, man, if you, From Beyond, if you've seen the movie From Beyond, right? Ken Faree, big black guy, is one of the main characters. He would have lost his mind.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Don't look up H.P. Lovecraft's dog.
Yeah.
Oh, God, man. I mean, dude was severely racist.
Or
he would have lost it if he saw that.
His connection with the Yahtzees.
Yeah.
All that.
Right. I mean, it does outgrow its creator quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Discovery. We just finished the latest season last night. I love where they take the characters and people, and people try to make friction where there is none, because I get in these discussion groups, and my opinion, Michael is a horrible Starfleet captain. I love the character. I love the character arc. The actress is phenomenal, and it makes great TV, but she sucks as a Starfleet captain.
This means nothing to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I think she makes an amazing Starfleet captain.
No.
By the end of the season.
By the end of this season, she's grown a lot in this season, for sure. Yeah.
I don't watch Star Trek. Okay,
And,
anyway,
and
so
that says a lot more about you than...
I think it does. I think it does, man. I
love Star Trek.
I'd rather watch like
Star Trek.
good shows like Don't Go in the Woods Alone and Troll 2 and Night Killer and Halloween
Leprechaun.
13 and
Leprechaun 1.
Jason X, stuff like that, man. Yeah. Oh my God. Anyhow, yeah. Okay, so that's blasphemy too. Thanks for showing up. Anyway, what's your pick of the week?
But yeah, I enjoyed She-Hulk. Have you seen Miss Marvel yet?
No, I haven't yet.
So good.
I'm watching What We Do in the Shadows,
Oh, I gotta see that.
which is
I gotta see
just
that.
so incredibly funny.
Like, I gotta see that. I still haven't seen the pirate one.
Oh, Our Flag Means
Our
Death.
Flag Means Death, yeah.
And Our Flag Means Death. It's like, how come you had to make them gay? They make gay characters, and they're like, they're not
point.
gay characters. They're characters that are gay. There's a difference. If it's a gay character, then if you just throw somebody in there and say they're gay.
Right.
Character comes first. And if it's just throwing it in there and there's no character, then it doesn't matter. It's a stupid character. I don't care who it is. But yeah, I know exactly. There's another thing though. Pirates. Bunch of dudes getting drunk, living with each other on a ship for months on end. Yeah, I'm sure nothing ever happened, right?
Any port in a storm?
There's a Pokemon next week.
There's a what?
We've got her addicted to Pokemon Go. Like,
I don't know what's happening.
Hopelessly.
Whoa, what was that? How did I get there?
Hopelessly addicted to
What
Pokemon
happened to
Go.
that? Why is there a giraffe or something?
It's a fire pony.
You fired Fire
All right.
Pony.
So we're gonna try
I've been to
not
that club. I used to dance there. Anyway, sorry.
I was a B girl there in college.
Oh,
Got to pay
you.
tuition.
Hey, you were young, you needed the money. So besides Fire Pony, what's your pick of the week?
No, I did want to hit on the latest in the drama.
Oh no.
I don't want to go hours, like we could probably go hours on CGC and all that, all that good stuff.
Got a little vodka today. Go ahead and juice. I'm juicing.
So they've doubled down on, tripled down, and somebody decided that with all the drama going on, they could make a few extra bucks. And now they released
What
a
have you
statement
done?
that they can do, that anybody that has the acetate covers can send them in for an exclusive CGC signing, so they can get an exclusive gold label qualified signature series label for their book. Because this is what people want to talk about.
Why did they make me hate this?
And it's going to cost an extra 80 to 120 bucks to do this.
On top of what they paid for a fake book.
Yeah, and so in the end, legitimizing their stand on it. Marvel, did you get the Marvel letter?
I haven't read it.
Okay, so Marvel sent out a letter basically saying, reiterating that these characters are something that we license out to you when you do an exclusive cover. And once it's been licensed out, you cannot use the characters and alter in any way and still be a legitimate Marvel product. So, and I think that comes from a place where they can't legitimately go after the company for building these acetate books because they do own them. So legally, there's no recourse there. They didn't add more Marvel characters. They didn't do anything like that.
Well,
So I
no, they added a character on the Ghost Rider.
Did they? They did. I didn't even think of that.
They can totally go after him.
But they did not add a Marvel character.
It doesn't
it's not
matter. They're using
character.
a Marvel character to promote their book. So it looks like a crossover book. So it looks like
It does.
that character's in Ghost Rider is what it looks like.
I don't think any of those books have hit the market right now.
And if I know Marvel, they will never put a character on the cover of their book that does not appear in it. Especially on a variant. Sorry, that was funny. Yeah, Clayton put his own character on that Ghost Rider, man. And I'm wondering if that's why they handed him the cease and desist.
I haven't even seen it.
And they do. I've talked to a couple attorneys that come in here, and then they said in their legal opinion, there is grounds for Disney to go after them, legal grounds, because it's a violation of a contract.
I wonder if Disney is as aggressive with that stuff as they used to be.
I wonder. I mean, I don't think they will be right now, because not with Black Cloud, because you look at them, they basically do a variant a week. You know what I mean? And they're paying them tons of money.
Well, because I know back in the day,
if there's anything Disney loves more than suing people, it's money.
Yeah, I know back in the day before this was a long time ago before they even bought Marvel, but a good buddy of mine that owned a comic shop in Layton Hills Mall, Bruce, Bruce. He almost lost his business because he had some
the Disney stuff, right? Yeah,
the bootleg
I remember
Disney
that
stuff.
Yeah.
That he had bought, and he didn't know it was bootleg.
Yeah.
The mouse came at him hard.
Yeah.
And he lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he would have potentially almost lost his business.
Yeah.
If he had done it intentionally, they would have buried him.
Yeah. And when you said the mouse came after him, I just want someone in a mouse, like a Mickey Mouse mascot costume, to come in
carrying a briefcase.
Yeah, carrying a briefcase and a little suit. It's like, you're screwed, buddy. Get over here, man. We got some things to talk about. You're in a hell of a lot of trouble, Buster Brown. That'd be great. I would love that.
Wow.
I think somebody in a Mickey Mouse costume has to represent Disney at all times in the public now.
Yeah, speaking of creators that would be rolling in their graves.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
If he were alive, he'd be losing his collection.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Yes, he would. Yeah. He'd make an angry poop.
Be goose stepping around the back scenes of Disney World. What have you done to my creation?
What is this? Sorry. Yeah, sorry. He was not a very super duper guy. Anyway,
a lot of fallout, a lot of drama with that still going on. I don't think. Business is down at CGC and up everywhere else. They've gotten in bed with Whatnot at this point.
That was a huge mistake.
I don't know. If they go on the platform, like they can do it into a couple different ways. I don't think they've had their first sell yet. But if I see CGC go on there and sell a single CGC graded book, then it's done. All credibility's out the window.
And they will.
But if they go on there and they're like, we've got whoever, Clayton Crane here to do a signing, and they do a show with him to do signings for charity or give away books to the community, I could see that.
I doubt that last part is what you're going to say.
I don't think that's how it's going to go. No.
I don't think that's going to happen. That's about as likely as a mouse coming in with a briefcase and telling you need to sit down and talk.
Yeah. We can call it what it is. Whatnot is where the spec buyers go. I buy on Whatnot. If you get into the small auctions, you can get a good deal on books.
Yeah.
But that's where all the spec buyers are hanging out right now. They're not buying off eBay, and they're not buying off Macari. They're buying off Whatnot.
That's true. It's very true.
They're not coming in here. They're like, you're getting the comic collectors coming in here. Not you get your fair share of spec buyers, but
oh yeah, it's nothing like it was a year ago.
Yeah.
Nothing like it was a year ago.
So that's honestly that's CGC's audience.
It is. Yeah.
The spec buyers. So
it is.
It makes sense. Makes sense for them to do it.
And ring that bell. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So we got that, and Another thing that came across my desk today, though, I thought was really odd. Star Wars back at Dark Horse, like Star Wars
weird to see
Adventures,
that.
High Republic
So weird
Adventures.
to see that. It is really strange to see Dark Horse's logo on a Star Wars book again.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened? And Marvel brought IDW over to Random House.
Right.
Now, and then they lost their like prestige diamond, like premier publisher spot in previews. And then after that's done, they like Marvel steps out and cheats on IDW with Dark Horse, and now they're getting a divorce apparently. Because all ages like Marvel stuff was at IDW.
Right.
But now it isn't. Now it's all going to Dark Horse.
Now, I knew that they were doing the one that came out this week. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. But
I just ordered High Republic Adventures on
Yeah.
my initial.
like I saw that, and it was on a Key Collector because they were telling me to go pick up this book. You only have one copy, so I'm going to buy the last copy.
Okay.
High Republic Adventures, issue number 8.
Mm-hmm.
There's a first appearance in here, and I guess the character that has her first appearance in there is going to be the main character in the new series for Dark Horse. So the book's shooting up a little bit, but yeah, I thought it was cool that they were doing the new Star Wars, Clone Wars era stuff,
Right, yeah.
at Dark Horse, because that's what they did really well, right? They did
Yeah.
that Clone Wars stuff really well at Dark
Yeah.
Horse. But now I guess they're doing all ages stuff.
Yeah, they're doing all their
Who
ages
knows
books.
what's going to happen in the future? They may get Star Wars all together.
That would be weird.
It would. But Filoni loves that Dark Horse stuff. And that's what drove The Mandalorian and
I don't know who Filoni is.
David Filoni. Star Wars, Dave Filoni. Really?
Did he play Darth Vader?
Yeah.
No, who is he?
No. He's the guy that coordinates all the Disney Plus Star Wars stuff.
Oh, I thought that was Kathleen Kennedy that did all the Star Wars stuff, live action stuff.
Kathleen Kennedy is head of
Is that just the movies?
Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
So it's like Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni.
Oh, so he's like the all-in-one showrunner.
He's like the Kevin Feige for Star Wars.
Okay. All right. Okay, that makes sense then.
And kind of keeps everything on track.
Oh yeah, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, you know Dave.
Yeah.
You know Dave.
Hey, Dave. Hi, Dave. He's not watching this.
If he is, we need to talk about some Mandalorian.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Like, don't be messing it up.
Yeah.
Like, it's been really good so far.
And if you're wondering what happens in the TV series, you can just come and buy the comic books. It's the exact same damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should say official television adaptation, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because it tricked people into buying it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna kind of get away from a lot of the. I kind of see the Mandalorian going away.
Yeah. The show?
Not necessarily the show. I mean, it may change, but I don't think Pedro Pascal's really in for the long haul at this point.
Yeah.
Like he's doing another comic book property with somebody else. I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah. God, I can't remember. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But I mean, he was doing that at the same time. He was doing the horrible Wonder Woman movie, wasn't he?
Yeah. I thought Wonder Woman in '84. I thought that was all right. Wasn't horrible.
Okay, so what's your pick of the week?
It's
I didn't like it. I just did not like it.
it's my second favorite Wonder Woman movie.
Me too. Yeah, it's also my least favorite.
Oh no, it's actually my third favorite. The Kathy Lee Crosby made-for-TV movie in 1974 or whatever. That's my second favorite.
I'd watch that again over 1984. Yeah, yeah. They made a big mistake with that. I feel, and that's the first one, except for the big CGI fight. The first one was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, there we go, and that was good. I can't wait to see the second one now. And then the second one came out, and it was just a stupid comedy.
Yeah.
The thieves running around the mall, just like going around the corner, like, and turn around and run.
I did like that.
Tripping over a trash can or an ashtray or something. I was like, oh my god, that's stupid.
I really like the last scene with Linda Carter. I think that's setting up something really cool. But I'm a sucker for anything with Linda Carter in it.
Yeah, my sideshow rep goes by Linda Carter, and every time I get an email from her, I'm like, yes, no, sideshow. But I don't know. Yeah. Not my favorite movie.
Yeah. I think they might have the Flash back on track again. The Flashpoint movie.
They need to just scrap it and reshoot him.
I think they found him, and because he came out recently and
said sorry.
Yeah, said sorry. They said that they were having some mental issues and are seeking help.
Yeah, no kidding, really. A couple of mental issues, huh? Let's say you robbed somebody's house, said you were going to kill somebody, called their wife a slut, you attacked some people at a karaoke bar. You're on the run. You tried to start a cult. You were grooming a 14-year-old. Yeah, I'd say there's a few problems there.
Yeah.
But you know what? Bill Cosby couldn't be like, I'm having a tough time. No, you go to prison. I'm sorry. No, you don't just get to do that and say I'm having a tough day. And then get a big multi-million-dollar movie made. You don't get to do that, man.
I don't know. I'm actually beginning to think that they've scrapped the wrong project because they canned Batgirl or Bat,
and they won't give. They would not give the directors or anybody any access to one piece of that film.
They can't.
Nothing.
They legally can't.
Yeah.
Because they're taking a loss on it.
And which is stupid, man.
It really is.
It's just dumb.
Well, and somebody, I think it was Eric Voss, was talking about it on New Rockstars, and because we were promised so we had Netflix and Hulu came along. We had Netflix and Hulu. And then HBO started, and then Paramount, and then Amazon, and everybody else. And the promise was, now we can take our content and just give you everything we've ever produced.
Yeah.
For the last 80 years.
That's what
you go.
That's what they were banking on.
And so it's all out there, and I can give HBO, and I'll always have something cool to watch because I can watch everything that's ever been done for DC and all these Warner Brothers properties and all this great stuff. And now they're pulling Batgirl, and they're talking about pulling Sopranos and taking a loss on Sopranos, so that'll never see the light of day again. And there was another one that really shocked me. I can't remember what it was. Swamp Thing. Oh, you'll never see Swamp Thing again?
No.
And I've never saw it in the first place.
Yeah, I've heard it was good.
I heard it was great. Like, that's honestly the only reason I got HBO Plus.
Maybe that was like maybe Green Hell #1 was like their in-joke. Like, there's the first one, you're never going to see a second. Maybe that was their haha.
Green Hell was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, but I'm probably going to just bring mine back, throw them on the shelf, because I'm never going to see another one.
Yeah.
And, why are they not doing that? Why are they not putting this book out?
I don't know. It makes no sense. They
taking another loss? Taking another tax
I don't
write-off?
know. I don't know if maybe it's they don't think that it'll play to a broader audience. Because as good as Green Hell is, that book was written for hardcore Swamp Thing fans.
I would disagree. I am not a hardcore Swamp Thing fan.
I don't think it has a broad appeal.
I really liked it, and it vastly outsold the regular Swamp Thing.
It was
like twice over.
It was a lot better.
Yeah.
It was better than the Ron V run.
Yeah, it outsold it here.
Yeah.
Like by twice. Easily. I mean, I think stupid for not putting this stuff out. Now I know that AT&T is still $50 billion in debt.
Right.
They're $50 billion upside down, which is insane. You know, and that right there tells me they do not know how to run a company. Their board of directors are just sitting up there having a drink and going, I don't know, Batgirl? Nah, let's scrap it. I mean, yeah, it's just dumb, and they're not doing the stuff right. They're not running their comic arm correctly.
No.
They're messing up their TV stuff. They're messing up their movie stuff.
Logistically, they're not running comic books right. Like, just logistically. So how can we count on them being creative?
Yeah.
And the problem is the people up here are like they're communication people. They know satellites, they know cell phones, they know this type of technology. But they want to be movie stars. They want to be movie producers.
Yeah, Justice League has a satellite. Come on. And if Grant Morrison writes it, everybody has access to it.
They do. They need to start renaming their satellites after the fortress.
Yeah, there you go. They need to start renaming their satellites after all the telecommunications people on the board of directors at AT&T.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we would typically do picks of the week, but Greg didn't do his homework.
I ain't really read much of anything yet this week.
So we're gonna pivot, and it's gonna be the one series that you should be reading. Chip Zdarsky's Public Domain. Have you read any of that?
No, but it's great to know. Great to know that he is public domain, though, so I can write whatever story I want about him now.
Yeah, the concept of the book is this superhero is driven by the internet. Basically, everybody gets input as to costume and powers, and what bad guys he fights, and
so it's not public. So the superhero is the public's domain.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's kind of clever. That's cool.
It is a super cool book. Zdarsky's outdone himself. He's like, the writing is phenomenal. It's funny, and
I might have to pick this up. I haven't been picking it up, but I might have to because I've heard a lot of really good things about it.
It's super cool. There's a few that are kind of thematically the same right now. So Public Domain, Rogues Gallery is another one that is phenomenal. That's a great read. And then there was another one out this week, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, some really good stuff.
I gotta do some catching up. We'll talk about more next week. It was
a bad week to try to get anything done.
It really was. Fundraiser stuff over the weekend. Weird. I mean, we got everything on time, but it was a weird shipment. And there's a lot of stuff going on.
And cold. I don't know why this one. It's a one shot.
No, I'm it hasn't been cold. It's been hot, man. Yeah, the
Cold is really a cool book. If you like they compare it to A Christmas Carol, and that's why I'm really into that story, and that's why it fell on my radar. But,
okay.
And it's got similar elements, but very body horror, Dante's Inferno type stuff going on there.
Huh.
Really, really cool.
I might have to check that out.
But that's definitely, Cold is definitely my pick of the week. I should have brought my copy,
nice,
knowing that you would have sold out by now.
Yeah, but I also got shorted half of them, so
I mean, the book's not really moving, I don't think, but it is really cool. I mean, say it being made into a movie.
And that's the thing is I like stuff like that because it's not the hot book; it's just the good book.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. But should we do the new segment I want to do? My predictions.
Greg's predictions.
Yeah, man, Greg's predictions. What are we gonna predict? Man, I'm gonna predict. Okay. Right, this day down, this day and date, all of it, okay? I'm going to predict, this might not be a tough one, but in 2 years' time, DC will not be published by somebody else. They will be fully owned by somebody else.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't
By September 2024. there will be another company that owns DC. It will not be AT&T, Discovery, Warner.
I don't see DC going anywhere without Warner.
I do.
I think that is a package deal at this point, and there's no way around it. I could see it going somewhere with Warner, but not just...
No, and I don't think it's going to be a Warner Brothers company in 2 years.
I don't think Warner can survive without DC.
I don't think Warner can survive with DC. I think they need to sell them to survive. And make a movie deal with them, saying they put out their movies. But I don't think they can survive with DC. Because they've proven time and time again, they don't know what to do with it.
I agree with that. They have proven they can.
And if they don't have enough money to put 2 movies out that are pretty much done, or 3 movies, one of which is done, and they won't do the right thing, put somebody else in the Flash role because it's going to cost them too much.
But that's not Warner. That's not Warner doing any of that. Warner's just a name.
But it's Warner Brothers Pictures.
But those decisions aren't coming from Warner. Those decisions are coming from Discovery, from that camp.
Which is owned by Warner. It's a subsidiary of Warner. I bet. I'm telling you, 2 years, somebody else will own DC.
All right, 2 years.
2 years. Write it down, everybody.
I think it's possible and I'm saying it's possible if Warner goes with them.
Okay.
I don't think the two are inseparable.
Okay, that's our new segment, Greg Stradamus. Also, there will be another war within 10 years somewhere in the world.
I think you're pretty much right on there.
It's also going to rain again.
Yeah. Probably. I'm still waiting for the Salt Lake floods. It's been a couple decades since we've had floods in downtown Salt Lake.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
We're about to.
I liked Scott Matt. Or no, it was Ted Wilson, the mayor of Salt Lake at that time. He's like, it's a hell of a way to run a desert. It's great.
All right, so a little long today.
Yeah,
but that's all good. We skipped last week, so it all works out in the end. Make sure to like and subscribe. And tune in
and ring the bell.
And ring the bell for notifications. Make sure you tune in Wednesdays where we come at you live from Black Cat Comics. We show you all the new books on the wall. And we'll see you later, traders.